Now we've got the sonata here, which means it's in sonata form. And sonata form, it's a recipe for sonatas, string quartets, symphonies, all sorts of great music has been cast in sonata form. And it's very important, I think, to understand what that form is. What shape is sonata form? Well, we always start off with the first subject, the first tune, if you will, which in this instance is in C major, because we're in C major. And then we get what's known as a bridge passage that takes us from C major to, in this instance, the dominant key, which would be G major. Let's listen to that bridge passage. You'll see what he does first is he takes the theme that we heard at the beginning, which is just, when you look at it, a plain C major triad. Couldn't be simpler, could it? And he takes it up into the next inversion, into the second inversion shape. And then it starts to fall down expressively before it falls down to the dominant chord. There's the triad. So that's all the first subject is. Now the left hand has it. Now drama. Second subject. So the music from there to the end of the page is known as the second subject in the key of G major, the dominant key. And you'll hear that it's a little bit more contrasted. It's more melodic, although I have to say the first subject is pretty melodic as well. And the second subject and the first subject both feature this Alberti bass, which is a broken chord. Very formulaic way of writing a broken chord. All of the classical composers did exactly the same thing. Haydn, Mozart, Beethoven, Kuhlau, Clementi, Czerny, everybody. The same sort of recipe, which is the bottom note first, the top note, and then the middle note, and then the top note again. Doesn't always have to be in that order, but that's the general order for the broken chord, the Alberti bass. If you listen to the second subject, the left hand is exactly the same idea, but in the key of G, right? So we get this tune, and then afterwards we get a scale. This is known as the development section. See how expressive it is. It's brilliant and it's expressive. So the development section basically is an opportunity for the composer to tell you how clever he is, to show you how clever he is by going from one key to another. Often there's a lot of different keys. In this instance, not so many. And actually, this development section is very short, up to bar 50. Then we come back to what's known as the recapitulation, where all of the material we had in the exposition, the first section, is repeated, but this time in the home key. So we don't modulate to the dominant key, we stay in the home key.